What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. Hope you're having yourselves a terrific Thursday, and thank you so much for joining me, whether you're joining during or post-stream. This is an Elven Warrior playthrough on Nightmare plus Trials, and on the last episode, we destroyed Hakon Winter's Breath, the dragon. Officially defeated the Jaws of Hakon. The Frostback Basin is now free of their grasp. And in this episode, we're gonna follow up on Corypheus and finally try to put a stop to his plans. We are almost done the game, ladies and gentlemen. What a ride it's been. So before we go and do all that, let's talk to some of our companions.
Or are you just here to admire the dwarf?
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
The wardens who imprisoned him thought he was just a darkspawn. But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the blights.
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a rune in the Vivarchs. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful darkspawn.
I've never heard of wardens locking up Darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think they could. From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
You and Hawk both said before he was supposed to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
All right, I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem. What can I do for you, your inquisitorialness?
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the Lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a Lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Lathaline.
Haren.
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
Sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But the breach is artificial. The anchor on your hand let you control it, and even opened a small rift at Adamant.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. My friend.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found an ancient dwarven thaig no longer sheltered by the stone. An earthquake had exposed it all to daylight. 1,000 dwarven corpses lay, the victims of a dark-spawn horde. Their last stand marked by one great ring of armor. In the middle, one small body, clutching tightly to a small stuffed toy.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a dwarf emerge into the light of day and shield his eyes against the sun. The first time he had seen it, the tears were streaming from his eyes. I thought them from the blazing light, until I saw the rock he held so tightly. Then he laid the rock down gently, and he left it as he walked away.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
The Alamari crossed the Frostback Mountains to escape a beast they called the Shadow Goddess in their story. I met the spirit that they fled. She walks the Fade along the southern tundra, weeping lonely and forgotten. Great for Elden formed, because a lonely spirit drove her prey away.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I'm trying to exhaust all the dialogue options before we head into the Arbor Wilds, because that's, I think, the second last thing we have to do before we finish the main game.
First the Templars, now the Grey Wardens. Both devoted their lives to fighting evil. Now they serve it.
What better way to demoralize the people of Thedas than to corrupt their heroes? If Corypheus appears with Templars and Wardens at his side, why shouldn't they follow too?
Because now is not the time to lose hope. The Inquisition must serve as an example. We must stand where others fall.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
Do you think Templars should cease to exist?
No. I may have chosen to leave that life, but I respect those who remain. Magic ungoverned could tear the world apart. It's doing so now. Templars are trained and able to confront such dangers.
What would you suggest?
Some call the Circle a prison that can only breed resentment. Perhaps opportunities to work outside the Circle. A mixed military service or healers' clinics with Templar support. And there must be a safer way for Templars to leave. Templars can lose their memories to Lyrium. Some call it a gift, to forget the failed harrowings, the demons. Some atrocities haunt me still. But to lose what good I can recall, I nearly lost my mind once. It is no gift.
Do you think that could work? Would people accept it?
Mages would be watched, but could pursue interests outside the Circle. Neither freedom nor prison. I don't know.
You still regret the man you became after leaving Ferelden?
After the Ferelden Circle, I thought all mages were like the ones there. Knight Commander Meredith's methods were harsh, but they kept people safe.
You've said Meredith was unstable.
She was my Knight Commander, I had no reason to distrust her. She wasn't wrong about the blood mages in Kirkwall. Meredith encouraged my anger towards the mages. There was only so far I would go, and she knew that too. I was her second in command. She kept decisions from me, those I would question. I believed she was serving the city. I never thought to question her, not until it was too late.
You can't control everything. You stood up to her in the end.
If I hadn't, would I be like her now? I wanted mages locked away as much as she did. I trusted they were treated reasonably well, but I should have done more. I should have looked into it. It's not yet enough. The Inquisition is my chance to atone. I will see it through.
Queen Trey, how's it going, my friend? Thanks for joining the stream. Always great to see you. I sounded a little bit like Tony the Tiger, didn't I? Level 17, that's awesome.
You've mentioned siblings. With everything that's happening, do you know if
10 more to go.
I've received word from my eldest sister. She was always good at tracking me down. South Reach has experienced the same chaos as everywhere else. My family is fine. Pray they remain so.
Your sister tracked you down. She didn't know where you were.
I let her know I was in Haven. She assumed I survived. It's not the first time. I may have neglected to tell her when I was transferred to Kirkwall.
Why?
I wasn't in a good state. I wanted only to leave. I received an angry letter about my disappearance 2 years later. For all her reprimands, it was a relief to hear from someone who knew me before the Blight.
The Inquisition won't last forever. What will you do when this is over?
To be honest, I hadn't given it much thought until recently. I'm not used to having so many possibilities.
Ah, I hate when that happens. Especially after such a pivotal
That's all I
point.
wanted to know.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
I've had the game crash twice now during this playthrough. One was during the descent. The game just couldn't handle all the particle effects and all the enemies that were coming through. We're just trying to exhaust all the dialogue before we head to the Arbor Wilds.
At your service.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
What do you think of my advisors?
Liliana is lonely. That's really all I see. All she has is her work. I pity her sometimes, as odd as that may seem.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Cassandra hasn't forgiven me for the lie. I think the worst of the anger has passed. It's just disappointment now, and that's worse.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Damn, I'm sorry. One second here. One second. Trying to find a new place. So my real estate agent keeps messaging me. But on we go.
Is this what war is like?
Never been in one.
I think all the major dialogue has been said. I think we can, at this point, we can eat cookies on the roof with Sarah whenever we want until we finish the game.
Be careful, Inquisitor. Dragon blood can change you in ways you will not expect.
How do you know that?
Dragon hunters were once revered in Navarra, and the Pentaghasts were the most famous. Many of my family became reavers, harnessing the power of dragon's blood against their quarry. But each one went terribly insane in the end. Eventually it was forbidden.
They all went mad.
It was their own doing, I understand. Greed drove them to use more and more. The blood deformed them, caused growth, scales, things of that nature. They became enraged by little things. In time, that rage swallowed them. They committed murders, killed entire families, unspeakable things. Tales from hundreds of years ago, of course, likely exaggerated, but perhaps not entirely.
Don't worry about me.
If anyone is a match for dragon's blood, it is you. I only suggest caution.
Appreciate that you worry about me.
So that book you were reading.
Yes, what of it?
So under that taciturn shell beats a true romantic heart.
Why must it be an accusation? Romance is not the sole province of dithering ladies in frilly dresses. It is passion. It is being swept away by the pursuit of an ideal. What is not to like about that?
Oh, I quite agree with you.
Then why are you laughing at me?
I wasn't.
I will never hear the end of this, will I?
It's okay that you like that
I
stuff.
trust all is well.
May I ask you about the Chantry?
You just spared the
It
Duke.
is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
I do. But given your beliefs, I'd hardly be surprised if you disagreed. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
So you're doing Halam Sharal right now, right?
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
I always let Briala and Celine rule together while getting them to execute Gaspard, because I think that is the only way you can get the Amulet of Power through the War Table for your Inquisitor. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain.
Thank you.
But if you're doing a the level up glitch, that really doesn't matter anyway. Or the amulet of power glitch. Skill point glitch.
You're certain?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that elven redhead who makes the buns in the kitchen. Is she available? Because I'm getting signals.
I thought you were with Dorian.
See you
Oh,
later.
that's one thing I forgot to
Nice
do.
talking with you, boss.
Are you sure?
I forgot to get them together.
Inquisitor.
That's annoying.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Can't wait, what's on?
I'd like to know more about you, now that you're comfortable.
Suppose. It's embarrassing enough now, may as well.
Anything more to say about where you came from, aside from hating cookies there?
Denerim mostly. Before running into another Jenny. He was fun. Had weird friends though. I think some of them were a lot more serious about being serious. Got some of them killed. I suppose they were like family. Better than Lady Emerald ever was. You know why? They didn't give two squirts about who or what you were. It was all what you did.
So where are the rest of them?
All over. Or they stopped to let new people go all over. Some get rich and stop playing so they can do good things with it. One or two don't. Eventually, someone asks for a favor against them. So don't get like that, you hear?
So is that who showed you how to fight? Gave you your skills?
Nobody gave me anything except a chance. And maybe some lessons to start, but mostly just the chance. I took that and ran.
Denerim is a long way from Orlais. How'd you get there?
By Stinky Horse?
Sarah.
Denerim wasn't much fun after the Blight. Everyone trying to recover, you even feel bad for the nobles. But Val Royeaux, that's a fat city full of fat heads. They just don't know when to stop. You saw it. Orlais is rich and stupid. Ripe for the pickings.
Do you remember your actual family at all? Your parents?
Well, there is the amulet I had as an orphan that has a missing piece. And look at your face. You believe me? No, still no parents. I remember an alienage with arseholes and hating that stupid tree. The one elves always have. Of all the things to pray at, they could at least pick one with apples.
It's nice to see this side of you. Did you trust me?
Don't you go blabbing around, yeah? Because I'll have a big, trusting foot up your pucker.
I think that after our rooftop chat, I get why you're not like other elves.
Well, don't. How about we dig into what you are? Or what you're supposed to be? Do you know all about elfiness? What it takes to keep our ears all perky? Because I'm just me, and I couldn't give a fig. All right.
Didn't mean to poke at a sore spot. Consider it dropped.
Well, good then. Because that's the way I am. This way. You do this with everyone. Because I hope I'm not the only one that squirms like this. Feels weird.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
I want some rooftop
Back,
time.
yeah? Always good.
Eat some cookies. Well, the Arbor Wilds I don't think is the point
We
of
should
no
drop something
return.
next time.
So I think we can actually do it, and then I'll try and get Dorian and Bull together after this episode. Let's just continue burning up the dialogue, and then we'll head on to the Arbor Wilds. Where the heck is he? Yeah.
She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood pool on the floor.
Ooh.
May I ask how things are, now that you're more of a spirit?
Questions can be shackles, but you kept me in kindness. I will answer.
What is it like to be this way?
I'm me. More me than I was. I can care and comfort, but keep clean. No shackles. They feel, forgive, forget, and I am free. Finally. Thank you.
You don't mind killing people? Even being more of a spirit?
Monsters are easy, mindless, menacing. It's harder when it's people. Venatori, bandits. People who could change. But they chose. They hurt people. We need to stop them. My blades are yours to command. I forget later, so it washes clean.
Can you tell me more about the Fade, now that you're more connected to it?
It is here, but held. Constrained by a construct. Veiled. Feelings, memories, minds, mortality, all shape it. A glass to hold water. We flow to the deep. Without you, we have nothing. Not even us. That's why we want so much.
The next DLC and the last one is Trespasser. So we gotta finish the game first before we can get there.
Can you tell me more about what happened at the Spire? You and the real Cole.
I don't remember. I let that go. It isn't part of me anymore.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes.
Alright. 3 more people to talk to? We are almost done the game. I think it'll probably be, including this one, maybe 6 more episodes. 5 or 6. Because if Jaws of Hakon took 3 episodes, then I'm pretty sure Trespasser will take 3 episodes.
I always have time for you, my dear.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Why don't you tell me more about your Duke?
Bastien was the leader of the Council of Heralds. The only person who could bring that rabble into line. He could charm a bird out of its feathers, and frequently did. I remember once, he broke up a fight between Prosper de Montfort and the Dowager with a joke and a glass of wine. Oh, Bastien. I'm sorry, my dear. I don't think I can discuss this.
Fine. I get it. Still fresh. Oh.
Questions. I should go. Naturally.
Oh. We exhausted Dorian's dialogue completely.
Yes?
Anything I should know?
I've agents stationed by the ruins of Haven should Corypheus or his lackeys return. So far nothing, and the breach has been quiet for some time. There is something at least.
I'll leave you to your work.
Alright, on to the Arbor Wilds. Oh wait, we have Josephine to talk to. But I'm pretty sure we exhausted all her dialogue too. The one where you go into that chantry with Liliana.
A pleasure.
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Is your Liliana softened or hardened Liliana?
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
You've already met Grand Cleric Marceline. Lady Vivienne helped arrange the visit. The timing is most curious.
Why?
Word has circulated that Grand Cleric Marceline will be instrumental in choosing our next divine. What are Lady Vivienne's intentions, I wonder? It's good to see you.
I thought we might go somewhere a little more private for a while.
I have so much to do, but... Oh, let's do. After you.
So, softened Liliana is when you can convince her not to kill that priestess, and then she starts to have a more light, I guess, a lighter perspective on certain things. And then hardened Liliana is where she just outright assassinates the Chantry priest, and she becomes more cold and vicious. I think we spoke to Morrigan.
Wandering the gardens, I see.
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Okay, now onto the Arbor Wilds. So I think we're gonna take Solace because we are heading into an elven temple. And normally I would also take Dorian if we sided with the Templars, because Calpurnia is from Tevinter as well. So there's usually some good dialogue when they interact. But because we sided with the mages, I don't think anyone has any unique dialogue with Samson. So we're gonna go with Varric. I pretty much have everything, don't I? Advanced focus. Let's do advanced focus. I haven't seen my war table in a while. A cultured exchange.
At your service.
So Ferelden is done. Oh, chromatic greatsword. I already have the schematic for that. I had to sneeze.
Inquisitor.
I think the rest are resources. Yep. So the last mission is this one here. Or this one here. But I need... I think I need Josephine. So we can do... this thing.
To work?
Okay. What pride had wrought. Let's go. Inquisition is now a force to be reckoned with. Call its allies to rally their soldiers and march with Inquisitor's Lavelin's army, or Lavelin's army, to the Arbor Wilds, where they will face Corypheus' zealots one final time. The Inquisition must stop Corypheus before the Darkspawn Magister finds a long-lost elven artifact in the wilds that allows him to enter the Fade physically and claim its power.
With an illuvion, Corypheus could cross into the Fade in the flesh.
Indeed.
The Inquisitor can attest that these artifacts still work if one knows how to use them.
What happens when Corypheus enters the Fade?
Why, he will gain his heart's desire and take the power of a god. Or, and this is more likely, the lunatic will unleash forces that tear the world apart.
I think I have a lot of power because I've tried to do like every single quest in this game. And I did buy some early game as well.
We don't have to worry about this Eluvian if Corypheus isn't alive to use it.
Stopping him thusly would be ideal, if you could manage it.
Pardon me, but does this mean everything's lost unless we get to the Eluvian before him?
Corypheus has a head start, no matter how quickly our army moves.
We should gather our allies before we march.
Can we wait for them? We should send our spies ahead to the Arbor Wilds.
Without support from the soldiers, you'd lose half of them.
Then what should we do?
You overcome it. All three of you together. Josephine, have our allies send scouts to meet us in the wilds. Liliana, your fastest agents will join them. Together, we'll have enough spies to slow down Corypheus's army until Cullen's soldiers arrive.
Such confidence. But the Arbor Wilds are not so kind to visitors. Old elven magic lingers in those woods.
We'd be remiss to not take advantage of your knowledge, Lady Morgan. Please, lend us your expertise.
'Tis why I came here, although it is good to see its value recognized.
Any further instructions, Inquisitor?
The Inquisition began as a handful of soldiers. Thanks to you, we're now a force that will topple a self-proclaimed god. I could ask for no finer counsel, no better guidance.
I speak for all of us when I answer. We could ask for no finer cause.
We'll hound Corypheus in the wilds before he can find the temple or this Eluvian.
Let's go. Alright, we're taking Varric, Blackwall, and Solus. I might have to reset Solus's abilities because we spec'd it a lot differently than how we'd normally have it. Just trying to find a good Rift Mage build. I actually saw a couple on YouTube. I don't know if you took the lot into it. Stick below, the image is ancient, though Solus is able to provide a partial translation. Pride in our accomplishments and in our hearts that the same pride became a word meaning corrupted or altered. Within him he sought so to claim, undecipherable, cast from favor, and so was bound. Hidden from mortal eyes, death lies within. There's supposed to be music here. Like epic music. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the good luck, Queen Trey. This is one of my favorite parts in the game. That part's so weird without music.
Inquisitor.
How goes the battle, Captain?
The Red Templars fall beneath our blades, your worship. Commander Cullen says they're nearly finished. Our scouts saw Corypheus traveling towards an elven ruin to the north. We can clear you a path through his armies.
Do only what you must. We need enough people for a celebration when we get back to Skyhold.
We will not fail you, my lord, no matter what comes. Andraste guide you, Inquisitor.
I wonder, is it Andraste your soldiers invoke during battle, or does a more immediate name come to their lips?
They show me respect, Morrigan. No one mistakes me for the Maker.
True. You are far more likely to come to their aid than a chantry fable. But I digress. If your scouts report accurately, I believe these ruins to be the Temple of Mathal.
Which is?
A place of worship out of elven legend. If Corypheus seeks it, then the Illuvian he covets lies within.
Nice, it's my favorite looking shield.
Let us hope we reach this temple before
in this
the entire
game.
forest is reduced to ash.
I think it's the coolest. Goes well with our all gold look. Alright, let's respec Solus again. Actually, let's do the superb cooldown amulet. Solus. This. Oops. Work on Rift Mage. This one. Kind of want him to use this. Fade step. Yeah, we're gonna use this instead of the 3. That. One, two, three, four, 5. I could get Static Cage, or let's go for more crowd control. We'll play him a little bit differently than Dorian. Spell, Fade Step, I'm gonna put you here. Ice Mine, gonna put you there. Pull of the Abyss, Revival. I don't need Stone Fist. Winter's Grasp. Firestorm, what do I get rid of? Dispel. Let's get rid of Dispel. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait. Tactics. Gotta enable that. Pull the abyss. Oh. Oh, he's still taking Lyrium for you? I've never chose that, made that choice. Just can't do it. I can never do it. Because the outcome in the ending is so sad. For Cullen. So this behaviors. Follow Blackwall. Mana reserve. Let's keep that at 20%. Actually. %. Alright. Let's see how we do. Oh really? There's another... You get another chance to make him stop? I didn't know that. I thought it was just that one. Once you tell him to keep taking it, I thought that was it. Good to know. They're getting ready for battle. Oh, there's my girl.
Of the designs Corypheus has on our lives and people, Ambassador.
Empress Celine.
You must excuse us, however, if our mind wanders to our beloved kingdom.
I pray our lay fares well in your absence.
It is our return to court that concerns us. Our dear cousin Gaspard warns it might align with poor weather.
It's ambitious to predict so far into the future. I'm confident your majesty can weather any storm.
We will see how this battle proceeds. Corypheus yet threatens to engulf us.
Inquisitor, I hear this Eluvian lies in a temple nearby. No doubt you're departing for it now. Be safe.
Once we're home, we'll spend quite some time in private.
How can you think of that now?
How can I not?
We'll arrange something after. Return once you can.
Trying to get freaky deaky.
To see you, Herald. This day will be recalled for ages. We are privileged to witness the fulfillment of the Inquisition's purpose.
The sight of our Orlesian allies risking their lives here humbles me.
Your worthy prayers would have friends, even if we did not will it. Men and women of faith serve you. Their favor is no less than our own. Their service no less dear. With Orlais at your side, we will see you victorious against Corypheus. May you walk in the light.
Let's go. I think Morrigan is with us too, yep. Some Stormheart. This is the only place, I think, where Stormheart is abundant. So if you need to collect it, this is the place.
If the soldiers aren't careful with their fires, they'll do Corypheus' work for him.
One last push and we can lick our wounds. I wonder if Corypheus will show.
Do you sense the magic crackling? Something more powerful than the Red Templars stirs.
Let's move. You got quite the stat boost in the last episode, which I'm pretty happy about. Rumble in the jungle. Let's go. Leave him alone. You guys can take care of that. I did turn trials back on. At least I think so. Yeah. Walk Softly is back on. The only part that it ever gets impossibly hard was that one part with in Jaws of Hakon. I don't know why they get ridiculous like that, like one-shotting and like 100k health on the barrier. It was nearly impossible. Keep missing. What the? Lots of Stormheart. This one weakens, right? I feel like I want to try the 500 damage. That's it. What a weird upgrade. Back to the other one. The goal looking nice, huh? Get over here.
Those were Grey Wardens. They must be the last of those enslaved at Adamant.
Poor bastards. Corypheus has them dying by the dozen.
I think he can control wardens because they have darkspawn blood coursing through their veins. I'm coming, guys. This guy's bugged out. be nice if the suction for Pull of the Abyss was a lot stronger.
Haven and the Divine.
Get over here.
The monsters are running, your worship.
I got nowhere to run. What are you talking about? Yeah, honestly, because it gets too easy without trials.
There, ahead. An entire camp of Red Templars.
Look sharp. They've got archers on the wall.
Care about their archers. Get over here. No shatter. Sweet.
Who are those elves? They didn't look Dalish. It seems this temple of Metal is not deserted after all.
Perhaps these creatures are the reason few return from the Arbor Wilds.
Those elven sentinels are pretty badass. You can actually get their armor, although it looks stupid on anything but a female, because they made it uber skinny for some reason. Some of the armor sets look so good, but they just don't make them viable. Or they make them look stupid. Like when you actually have it on. That sentinel armor being a prime example. Shatter. I am the Inquisitor, yes. Keep pushing. We also don't really need the Storm Heart, so we'll stop collecting unless it's like right there. The Ruined Archways. There's a way to get there. There's so many sigils of the Bronto. Do not need any more, to be honest. Should go back this way. Some behemoths there. Dead. You dead, son? That's Fiona's voice. Where's she at? Is she helping us? What the? That was weird. Where's Fiona at? Thought I heard her voice. We came from down there. So many different pathways. Which way do we take? I want to kill them all. Oh, those elves. Why can't you use Blackwall? Am I even going the right way? Just going around. I just went in a circle. Yeah, why can't you use Blackwall? Oh, really? Like, you can't actually use them? Oh, he might, you have to try and find him. Part of the story that you can't use them. So head down to the stables where he was. Why do I keep doing it? Why does it keep doing that? Oh, it's an area that he can't enter. Yeah, just head down to the stables in Skyhold, and you should be able to find out where he went. Some Grey Wardens. And Red Templars. Goodness gracious. He did. And the music in this part is really good too. It's unfortunate that we can't play it with music. Stupid YouTube. I mean, great platform and all. But come on.
There.
I ain't trying to make money out of it.
We haven't seen Corypheus yet. Bet that's about to change.
Can't count on it. Be ready.
I hear fighting ahead.
Oh, we missed Liliana. Oh well. And Cullen. There's a section where they're fighting. Oh well.
Namilana Sabanalen.
They still think to fight us, Master.
These are but remnants. They will not keep us from the Well of Sorrows.
Well of Sorrows?
Be honored. Witness death at the hands of a new god.
Yep. Almost done the game. Corypheus just melted. And I am getting sleepy. No. I want to finish this.
It cannot be.
Across the bridge! Now!
At last, Mathal's sanctum. Let us proceed before Corypheus interferes.
So, you want to explain why Corypheus said he was here for some Well of Sorrows and not an Eluvian?
I am uncertain of what he referred to.
You were guessing. Corypheus might not be after this Eluvian. It might not even be here.
Yes, I was wrong. Does that please you? Whatever the Well of Sorrows might be, Corypheus seeks it, and thus you must keep it from his grasp.
Let's find this well before Corypheus's people do. I want to know how Corypheus returned to life. We saw him die.
And his life force passes on to any blighted creature, Darkspawn, or Grey Warden.
So that's how the bastard survived, Hawk.
For once, I'm relieved I'm not really a warden.
We'll find a way to stop him once we're done here.
'Tis strange. Archdemons possess the same ability, and still the Grey Wardens are able to slay them. Yet Corypheus, they locked away. Perhaps they knew he could do this, but not how.
Yeah. Well, you can buy... The only tier 4 resources are the dragon resources and Avar Twill. You can buy some dragon resources at the Black Emporium, but I think it's only 40 of them. And then Descent gives you 40 of each for free. And then you can also buy it there as well. And then obviously killing dragons is one of the best ways.
It appears the temple's magics are still strong.
Ancient Elven. I can't make out much.
Atishol vir Abalasan. It means enter the path of the Well of Sorrows.
There is something about knowledge, respectful or pure. Shiven. Shivenen. 'Tis all I can translate. That it mentions the well is a good omen.
At least we know the Well of Sorrows was important.
Supplicants to Mathal would have first paid obeisance here. Following their path may aid entry.
The only thing...
Good Andrastians, we offer a prayer to elven gods.
If need be, unless you wish to turn back.
The only thing stupid is that Morgan somehow knows more about elven lore than us, a Daily Shelf, and Solus. So you gotta get all the light up without touching a tile twice.
Come, let us see what awaits. Yes?
Are you certain Corypheus is using the power of the Blight to make himself immortal?
Perhaps you forget. I was in Ferelden during the Fifth Blight. I have seen a true archdemon rage. How Corypheus gained the power to send his soul into blighted bodies, that is the real question.
Will answering that question let us destroy Corypheus for good?
Perhaps. I would suggest first dealing with the well. If Corypheus obtains it, any chance of success could be lost.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
The room we stand in is a vestibule, not the temple proper. To those who knew it, perhaps this ritual was little more than a polite knock at the gate. These customs must have been as familiar to ancient elves as bowing to a queen is to you or I.
I find it difficult to picture you curtsying to anyone.
Have we become so familiar you can predict my manners and customs now? Nothing is lost by indulging in the occasional civilized conduct, particularly when unexpected.
You said this Mythal was worshipped as a goddess.
So one assumes. What is a god but a being of immense power? The dread old gods were nothing more than dragons, after all. They rise as archdemons, and they die. Perhaps Mythal was a powerful elf, a ruler among her kind. History often plays storyteller with facts.
You admit lack of knowledge, and yet dismiss her so readily?
I do not dismiss her. I question her supposed divinity. One need not be a god to have value. Truthfully, I'm uncertain Mythal was even a single entity. The accounts are varied.
There are varied accounts of Mythal.
In most stories, Mythal rights wrongs while exercising motherly kindness. Let fly your voice to Mythal, deliverer of justice, protector of sun and earth alike. Other paint her as dark, vengeful. Pray to Mythal and she would smite your enemies, leaving them in agony.
More Dalish tales, I assume.
If you know more about this, Solus, speak.
The oldest accounts say Mythal was both of these, and neither. She was the mother, protective and fierce. That is all I will say. This is not a place to stir up old stories.
Whatever the truth, all accounts of Mythal end the same. Exiled to the beyond with her brethren.
What do you mean, exiled?
Tricked by the Dread Wolf, as all the elven gods were said to be, trapped in a land beyond the Fade. Many Dalish believe this is why the elves fell from grace, and their gods did not save them. Or perhaps they were simply rulers slain by Tevinter. Who can say?
You've seen the elves here. They seem odd.
Indeed. Two things are possible. One, this is a group of Dalish separated from their brethren, cultists, fanatic in their desire to keep humans away. Two, these are elves descended from the ancients, having resided here since before the fall of Arlathan. The second appears unlikely, but if true, the implications are astounding.
If they keep records, it could change everything we thought we knew about history.
It is thrilling, no? To discover an era thought lost forever has possibly thrived in the shadows. We may, however, find these elves reluctant to part with their long-kept secrets.
This is one of the reasons why I like playing as a Dalish elf, is this temple here.
I see the Red Templars have already encountered the temple's guardians.
Those elves lay an impressive ambush. Where are they?
Preparing another display of hospitality, no doubt.
I'm gonna go to the left here first. Because we have to interact with this statue. Fenharal. The Dalish use Haralen to mean traitor to one's kin, but the word does not appear in any elven text before the Tower's Age. The ancient root word is related to Harilen, or opposition, and Helethen, or noble struggle. The Dalish call Fenharal a god of deception, but I posit a far more accurate translation would be god of rebellion. What he rebelled against is a story lost to time. In Dalish legends, Fenharal seals away the other deities out of love of trickery. If we understood more ancient Elven, we might find earlier versions of the Dreadwolf story give him more nuanced motivation beyond spite.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong.
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fenharal. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fenharal in Mythal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
My clan set statues of the Dread Wolf outside our camp. They're meant to frighten harmful spirits.
Perhaps. I thought the ancient elves above quaint superstitions.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
You two look like you're about to kiss when you argue.
It's time we pressed forward.
Agreed.
You have nothing more to say about Fenharal, Solus? Huh? What do you know about him? Onward. Well, we'll check the right side first. And then onward. Is it a chest of useless junk?
Mythal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land. They believed Mythal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment, after they proved their worth.
Silence has reigned here for time beyond memory.
Into the temple. Oh, it scared me.
Hold them off!
Bring it on. I missed. Who's shooting at me? Oh, we got archers. Running off too. Shatter. You better heal, Solus. Doesn't want to heal.
Come on, we might catch them.
Hold a moment. While they rush ahead, this leads to our true destination. We should walk the petitioner's path as before.
You've an army dying out there, Inquisitor. We're wasting time fiddling with this magic. If jumping down will get us out faster, we should do it.
In this case, I must agree with the witch. This is ancient ground, deserving of our respect.
You see the urgency. We cannot find the Well of Sorrows unprepared.
We don't know what's behind those doors. They might have a reason for going another way.
Had they the option, they would have proceeded. That must lead to their goal.
Their goal? Or yours?
There is a danger to the natural order. Legends walked Thedas once, things of might and wonder. Their passing has left us all the lesser. Corypheus would squander the ancient power of the well. I would have it restored.
You barely know what the Well of Sorrows is, but you want to restore it.
Yes. Is Thedas so full of wonders that we should leave them to die one by one? Mankind blunders through the world, crushing what it does not understand. Elves, dragons, magic. The list is endless. We must stem the tide, or be left with nothing more than the mundane. This I know to be true. I read more in the first chamber than I revealed. It said a great boon is given to those who use the Well of Sorrows, but at a terrible price.
What exactly did that altar say about the Well of Sorrows?
Like most elven writing, it was insufferably vague. The term I deciphered was Halam Shivanas, the sweet sacrifice of duty. It implies the loss of something personal for duty's sake, yet for those who served at this temple, a worthwhile trade.
What sort of curse should we brace ourselves for if we use the well?
'Twould be easier by far to advise you of a curse. This price is not so well defined. My priority is your cause, but if the opportunity arises to save this well, I am willing to pay the cost.
And gain what?
That is what we must discover. The rituals may point the way.
No need to translate Elven for us. Come on now. Okay. Following Samson is that way. That's where we came from. We are not going to follow Samson. We're going to do the rituals. So we go this way. There's also some cool elven things we can look at. Alright, this is the first one. Did I mess that up? There's a switch somewhere, isn't there? Right there. Okay. Here. What? There's another. Have to press the thing again. Aw, man. Aw. I had it. I had it! Here. I gotta remember to get off the platform. There we go. Oh no. Dang it. Okay. Move. Oh, I didn't get it again. Okay, I think I know. I think I know. Or maybe not. Okay, this is it. At least it's a pleasant sound. To me, anyway.
That did something.
Indeed. Time to proceed to the next ritual, I should think.
Okay, now we do this one. Down there.
Yes.
I want to discuss the well again.
Oh, I see. An opportunity to use the well may not even arise. I understand this. All I meant to suggest is that, if it does, I be the one to do so. I am willing to accept the consequences.
You would pay the price for this. You don't even know yet what it does.
We know Corypheus seeks the well and believes it valuable. We also know it to be guarded jealously, the last remnant of a culture thought dead and gone. So yes, I would take my chances, if you permit it.
What if I don't permit it? What then?
What would you propose? Leave it be? Allow another to find and take it? Someone worse, perhaps, than Corypheus?
You're better than Corypheus?
I am. Have I proven myself so unworthy of trust? The discussion may be moot. We cannot know. I only ask you to consider.
You said you want to preserve old powers. To what end? What will you do with them?
There is a struggle to control the world's future path. Can you not see it? History haunts us, Inquisitor. It seeks to resurface. Corypheus is but the first to arise. For all the evil that was, there is also good. I will fight for it. I must.
I'm having trouble picturing you as the champion of all that is good in ancient magic.
You would not be the first, I assure you.
How can you not care what the consequences are? Even Corypheus seems to.
I'm not a child grasping after a toy. I understand the risk of what I seek. Let us turn our attention to hunting your enemies, shall we? Discussion of the well can wait.
Fine. We'll talk about this later. Down to the bottom for the next puzzle. What was that noise? Can we interact with this? Some of these mosaic pieces we can interact with. I forget which ones. Okay, this one. Is it more straightforward than the other one? Huzzah!
We are close. There is but one more path to follow.
One more. I swear there's some of this art that we can interact with. Out of my way. Roots. Here. Yeah. Mosaic of June. Oh. There's supposed to be like some commentary. Oh well. Okay. This one has two sides to it, I think. This side and this side. Let's see. Oh, why did it disappear? Hey. Whoops. Why did it disappear? Or maybe I have to jump across this way. I know. Jump here. Yeah, this puzzle is a little bit it can be a little bit confusing. So there. Okay. This side. There. There. Here. Huzzah!
Everything is lit. So, what now?
Come, let us see if the doors have opened.
We did it. But I want to find the rest of that art. I swear there's like commentary between the elven Inquisitor, Morrigan, and Solus. Hidden box. I'm not going crazy. I know I'm not going crazy. I've heard it before. I hope nothing bad happens to Cullen or Liliana since we forgot to run into them during the attack. Maybe it's here. Yes, Falandin. People swore their lives to Falun Din, who mastered the dark that lies. Those shadows hunger, whose faithful sing, whose wings of death surround him thick as night. Lethanvir, Master Scryer, be our guide through shapeless worlds and airless skies.
Who is this meant to be?
Falun Din, overseer of funerals and guide to the elven dead. I have heard the Dalish invoke him on their deathbed, or before quests from which they expect no return.
My clan's hunters asked for his blessing when we fought bandits. Our keeper taught them the prayers.
I do not believe they sing songs about Falun Din's vanity.
Do you know any legends?
It is said Falun Din's appetite for adulation was so great, he began wars to amass more worshippers. The blood of those who wouldn't bow low filled lakes as wide as oceans. Mithal rallied the gods once the shadow of Falun Din's hunger stretched across her own people. It was almost too late. Falun Din only surrendered when his brethren bloodied him in his own temple.
My clan never told a story like that about Falun Din.
The further the Dalish spread, the further their stories branch and grow. Never mistake them for arbiters of true elven culture.
What are you trying to say about us? That's why I love playing a Dalish elf. Because of the extra... For some reason, it has more lore and dialogue options than the other races. I think it's because, like I've said before, they didn't at first plan on having any other races in the game, and it was kind of a last-minute addition. And I think because of the time constraints, they focused more on the elves than they did the other races. But what they should have done is change their design so that they're not so damn skinny. This one's too long to read.
What's this?
I believe we are in the presence of the elven goddess Ondrul, Lady of the Hunt.
Or a goddess of sacrifice, according to some.
Truly? I wonder if that is why Ondrul's patron animal is the hare. 'Tis said the Dalish invoke her before a chase, especially if they happen to be stalking humans.
My clan avoided human settlements, never mind raiding them.
A sound tactic, if one has room to maneuver out of harm's way. Other Dalish clans do not keep so scrupulously hidden.
How would you know? Don't presume to know our culture. I think those are the only two until we progress forward. So let us head through the door. Dual Rogue is pretty badass.
Will you abandon these rituals, Inquisitor? Think carefully. There is no return once we leap after the Templars.
I'm not leaving anything. Dual wield artificer is my favorite.
Tis not what I expected. What was this chamber used for?
We're being watched.
Venavis, you are unlike the other invaders. You have the features of those who call themselves elven. You bear the mark of magic, which is familiar. How has this come to pass? What is your connection to those who first disturbed our slumber?
They are my enemies, as well as yours.
I am called Arbor. We are sentinels, tasked with standing against those who trespass on sacred ground. We wake only to fight, to preserve this place. Our numbers diminish with each invasion. I know what you seek. Like all who have come before you, you wish to drink from the Vira Belasan.
The place of the Way of Sorrows. He speaks of the well.
It is not for you. It is not for any of you.
Our people have lost everything. They need you. They could learn from you.
Our people? The ones we see in the forest, shadows wearing Valisleen. You are not my people. And you have invaded our sanctum as readily as the Shemlin.
We knew this place was sacred. We've respected it as best we could.
I believe you. Trespassers you are, but you have followed rites of petition. You have shown respect to Mythal. If these others are enemies of yours, we will aid you in destroying them. When this is done, you shall be permitted to depart. And never return.
This is our goal, is it not? There is no reason to fight these sentinels.
Consider carefully. You must stop Corypheus, yes, but you may also need the well for your own.
You can either refuse the Sentinel's offer or ally with them, which we will do because they are our brethren.
I accept your offer.
Our homies.
You will be guided to those you seek. As for the Vira Belasan, it shall not be despoiled, even if I must destroy it myself.
No!
That was one of the cool abilities of Morrigan. She can transform into different animals in battle. So if you didn't choose to ally with the elves, you would be fighting them right now.
They left someone behind. A handy guide, maybe?
Mytholinast.
That's helpful, since Morrigan chased off on her own.
She seeks to protect the Well of Sorrows.
Mytholinast. Look how skinny her legs are. Don't know why they designed the elves like that. So now we can go through all these hidden passageways and avoid all the fighting. I see no reason to
This place looks
fight the
untouched.
elves.
I've seen Orlesian palaces with less gold. What did the ancient elves do here?
Perhaps it was meant to kindle a sense of awe in visitors.
Well, it's working.
There should be more of these elven portraits we can interact with. That's Fenheral. Elgarnan. Oh. Nothing else. You fought the elves? I think I've done it once.
I believe she would prefer that we remain close.
Just a quick look around.
Giranan. Mother of the Hala. Oh, there's Veilfire. Is there a rune here? What? There's a rune here? I heard it. Unreadable elven writing. Interesting. I don't think I've ever gotten that. I think that thing opens a door. which I won't touch. Sileus, whose heat rivals Elganan's light. Sileus, whose temples rival Mythal cities. Sileus, whose breath rivals Andruil's spear. Sileus, whose skill rivals June's craft. Sileus, whose fire cannot be quenched. We give ourselves gladly to your service. Is this a lady or a man? What's in this book of yours that you hold? I think you got a flood here. So I'll just use this junk at this point. Andran Atishan Haren. I think you could still open the doors and fight. Come on, hurry up. She climbs stairs faster than she walks on even ground. You want me to loot this? Ring of flanking. Are we fighting? I guess so. Whoa, how'd he die? How'd you die, Varric? What are you trying to do? Alright, let's just look around quickly before we head through that door. Make sure there's nothing to interact with. Alright, let's go. The Well of Sorrows.
The Well of Sorrows.
Maker's balls.
So Mythal endures.
Maker's balls.
Fight on! An army of these bastards won't stop us! How will you get to the well, General? Tell me you brought some
Hey, when it cuts off dialogue. That's one way I would not want to die.
A day's march, hours of fighting,
Drowning.
and still fierce as dragons. The Chantry never knew what it was throwing away.
Samson, sir, watch out!
Inquisitor. You and those elf things don't know when to stop. You've hunted us half across Thedas. I should have guessed you'd follow us into this hole.
I spoke with your Tranquil, Maddox. He sacrificed himself for your cause.
I told him not to. He died as one of us then. One of the faithful. Corypheus chose me twice. First as his general, now as the vessel for the Well of Sorrows. You know what's inside the well? Wisdom. The kind of wisdom that can scour a world. I give it to Corypheus. that he can walk into the Fade without your precious anchor.
What's your part in it? What's a vessel?
What else empties a well? I'll carry its power to Corypheus. One more task entrusted to me. Being force-fed Chantry lyrium was good for something. This armor makes me a living fortress, mind and body. I won't forget a word of the well's knowledge. Corypheus will be unstoppable.
Do you know what masterworks you're gonna add to your armor, Queen Trey?
Once Corypheus is that powerful, you and your soldiers will just slow him down.
You dare say that to my face? After you butchered my men? You're no match for Corypheus. Even if you drink from the well, you'll never master its wisdom as he could. This is the strength that Chantry tried to bind. But it's a new world now, with a new god. So, Inquisitor, how will this go?
Let's destroy his armor.
Power's all well and good, until it's taken away.
What did you do? What did you do? My armor is gone. Delirium! I need it! Kill them all!
No, I don't think I'm max influence. Whoa.
I'll show you, bastard! So mousy to...
Shattered. Stop dying, Varric. Where you at? What? He's alive? Why did he do that? The bomb went up. Stupid Samson. You dead, son. Oh. I know I'll win. What's Varric doing? Oh, he's doing the spinning thingy. I'm not doing any damage.
Not the well.
Oh, he was dying.
Can't take it from Corypheus. You mustn't.
Still alive? Huh? That's some damn good armor.
We can take him back to Skyhold for judgment.
You heard his parting words, Inquisitor. The elf seeks to destroy the Well of Sorrows.
So the sanctum is despoiled at last.
You would have destroyed the well yourself, given the chance.
To keep it from your grasping fingers. Better it be lost than bestowed upon the undeserving.
Fool. You'd let your people's legacy rot in the shadows.
Corypheus needed Samson to use the well. Without him, there's no vessel to claim it.
The moment we leave, he will send more forces to secure this place. The well clearly offers power, Inquisitor. If that power can be turned against Corypheus, can you afford not to use it?
Do you even know what you ask? As each servant of Mythal reached the end of their years, they would pass their knowledge on through this. All that we were, all that we knew, it would be lost forever.
This can't be easy, holding on to what's left.
You cannot imagine. Each time we awaken, it slips further from our grasp.
There are other places, friend, other duties. Your people yet linger.
Elven such as you?
Yes, such as I.
You have shown respect to Mythal, and there is a righteousness in you I cannot deny. Is that your desire? To partake of the Vira Belasan as best you can? To fight your enemy?
Not without your permission.
One does not obtain permission. One obtains the right. The Vira Belasan may be too much for a mortal to comprehend. Brave it if you must. But know you this. You shall be bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to a goddess who no longer exists, if she ever did.
Bound as we are bound. The choice is yours.
Is it possible this Mythal might still exist?
Anything is possible.
Elven legend states that Mythal was tricked by Fen-Harel and banished to the Beyond.
Elven legend is wrong. The Dread Wolf had nothing to do with her murder.
Murder? I said nothing of...
She was slain, if a god truly can be. Betrayed by those who destroyed this temple. Yet the Vira Belasan remains. As do we. That is something.
Are you leaving the temple?
Our duty ends. Why remain?
There is a place for you, Lethaline, if you seek it.
Perhaps there are places the Shamlin have not touched. It may be that only Uthenera awaits us. The blissful sleep of eternity, never to awaken, if fate is kind.
You could come with us. Fight Corypheus. He killed your people.
We killed ourselves. Long ago.
Malas Amalin Nahalam Abalas. His name, Abalas, means sorrow. I said, I hoped he finds a new name.
You'll note the intact Illuvian. I was correct on that count, at least.
Is it still a threat? Can Corypheus use it to travel the Fade?
You recall when I took you through my Illuvian, I said each required a key? The well is the key. Take its power, and Mythal's last Illuvian will be no more use to Corypheus than glass. I did not expect the well to feel so... hungry.
I'm glad your friend's enjoying it, Queen Trey. The more people that love Dragon Age, the more incentivized the devs will be to make the next game as amazing as possible.
Seems like that should be a concern.
Knowledge begets a hunger for more. I am willing to pay the price the well demands. I am also the best suited to use its knowledge in your service.
Or more likely to your own ends?
What would you know of my ends, elf?
You are a glutton drooling at the sight of a feast. You cannot be trusted.
Of those present, I alone have the training to make use of this. Let me drink, Inquisitor.
You alone? This is my heritage.
I have studied the oldest lore. I have delved into mysteries of which you could only dream. Can you honestly tell me there is anyone better suited?
What about you, Solus?
No. Do not ask me again.
I would be.
You lead the Inquisition. This is not a risk you can take. I have the best chance of making use of the well for everyone. Let me drink.
You're not concerned about the price. Bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to the will of a dead god? It seems an empty warning. Perhaps a compulsion yet remains. Who can say otherwise? I do not fear it, even so.
I hate to say it, but Abelas's plan to destroy the well may be the best one.
What happens when Corypheus comes for you again? He is immortal. The wisdom of the well may include a way to destroy him. Give me this, and I fight at your side. I shall be your sword.
Thoughts?
She is right about only one thing. We should take the power which lies in that well.
I trust you with this power more than her. But it's not for me to decide.
You're asking me? This is a lot of weird... I barely understand how any of this works.
Enough deliberation. Give me your decision.
Well...
Looking at it, listening to it. That's not just knowledge from the ancient elven priests. It's their will.
How would you know such a thing?
That's what Abelas was telling us. The collective will of the priests puts anyone who drinks under a compulsion. A gas. Can't you feel it?
That would match the legends, but it does not tell us what the gas entails. I would still use the well, but you are right. We must be cautious.
As an elf, I'm tempted to drink from the well. You know? Because it's part, like our Inquisitor said, it's part of our heritage. But having Morgan drink the well, story-wise, it's kind of hilarious what happens. So we're going to let Morgan drink from the well.
It's yours.
She's so happy.
Morrigan? Are you all right?
Elasin Salah. Visan Allah. I am intact. There is much to sift through. But now we can...
Corypheus. He's grunting.
The Illuvian!
Through the mirror.
Was that Mythal? Corypheus's grunting and cries reminds me of Voldemort's. Yeah. Such long loading times.
It is done.
I can't help it. It's just the reaction on her face when she realizes what she's actually done. It's too good to pass up.
I'm pleased to report we won the battle, Inquisitor. When you went through that mirror, Corypheus and his archdemon fled the field. I'm not sure why.
What he wanted was no longer within the temple.
Perhaps. He spent so long trying to get into the temple, he probably couldn't have helped his forces by that point.
Then Corypheus is finished.
If he is wise, he will hide and rebuild his strength before he attacks again.
He will not hide.
And I won't hide from him.
He knows this, and will act accordingly.
And how could you have such insight into his plans?
The Well of Sorrows held many voices, and they speak to me now from across the ages. They hold wisdom. Secrets I never dreamed possible. But even they fear what Corypheus has become.
We defeated his army and elven magic killed him at the temple. He's not invincible.
Not invincible, but incredibly powerful and immortal. Yet, there is a way. The dragon he calls is not truly an archdemon. It is a dragon in which Corypheus has infested part of his being. He doubtless did so out of pride to emulate the gods of old. That pride can be exploited. Kill the dragon, and his ability to leap into other bodies is disrupted. He can be slain.
Just kill his dragon? Why didn't we think of that before?
There is a way to defeat the dragon, to match Corypheus in his power. The well whispers it to me now. Your help will be required, Inquisitor. Speak to me when you are ready, and we shall begin.
I'll probably...
I'll see to Skyhold's defenses in the meantime.
I'll probably face Corypheus in the next episode, because this next part, I believe, is the point of no return. And there's still a couple things that we need to get through, like judging Samson and trying to get Bull and Dorian together, because that story arc does continue into Trespasser. So yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and make sure you hit that noti button so you know when the next time I come on the stream. So until then, peace out.